Shalom. Shema. Coming at you with a spiritual meeting with I.U.I.C. So this is gonna be like a read to a spiritual meeting with I.U.I.C. You had a brother do testimony dealing with his spiritual meeting that he had with I.U.I.C. And getting right into it. Pretty much today, I was rocking my Yahweh shirt. It's a t-shirt with friends on it, and it say Yahweh on the shirt in the Hebrew. But usually me personally, you know what I mean, you got brothers like, you got brothers who will rock they sometimes rock their t-shirt friends, and they brothers that be moving in the spirit, But me personally, I just tuck mine in, that's just me, my t-shirt. If I'm wearing a t-shirt fringe, you usually see me tucking them in. But anyway, so I had my t-shirt fringes tucked into my shirt. When I was in the car and I was about to grab something to eat. So I took my t-shirt fringes off, and I put on this shirt, and I went inside the restaurant, and when I went in there, I seen two guys with fringe t-shirts. I was like, what the hell? Yeah, so it was all through the spirit how that worked out, because pretty much those are baby garments, and these guys had the spirit of, if you're not wearing your baby garments, then you're not gonna get saved, and I was trying to tell the guy, like, we keep the law to the best of our ability. I told him to go. I ain't have my sword on me. I left my phone in the car and shit. But I was telling him, I gave him 2nd Ezra, chapter 1, where it talk about what they was the garments that they was wearing at the on the feast days, the high holy days. When you go to 2nd Ezra chapter 1, reading on down, I think that might be verse 8. It tell you the apparel the true apparel and garments that we was wearing in the ancient times, man. That's just one example. But yeah, man, I was just breaking it down to them, and they kept breaking me down to how they kept breaking down how you really supposed to wear t-shirt fringes, and I ain't about to debate with them and stuff like that. Keep a smile on my face, and just understanding that, hey, the Lord putting the spirit on them to teach Jake, So, but I was, giving them, edification on how they, really should be teaching the doctrine, because, I was telling him, like, because I guess he didn't really know I was in the truth. Like, he kept asking me, like, milk questions. What's, that's what they deal with. They deal with the milk heavily. And I told him, I said, okay, stuff like that doesn't milk, waking Jacob that, he Israel and etc. I said, that's milk. But, we dive deep into prophecy, like that's like the meat and stuff like that, like, in the wine or etc. I was telling him, like, I asked him, like, you believe in Jacob's trouble? He said Jacob's trouble, because he didn't even know what the hell it was, man. He didn't even know what Jacob's trouble was. Right before only reason I asked him that is because he was telling me about some plagues that happened in the ancient times, and the spirit hopped on me like, well, you talking about plagues? The scriptures say that there's no thing under the sun. Do you believe in Jacob's trouble? Because all these plagues that happened in the ancient times, they're gonna happen again, man. But these guys had like a heavy pride demon on them, man. Like, it's almost like he knew that he was elect. You know that you're the elect, brother. A heavy pride demon on him, man. But when they was leaving, it was like, man, you want to make sure that you wear your t-shirt fringes because we ain't the only one. We don't want to be. We want everybody to be saved. We don't want to be the only ones getting saved. I said, what the fuck? Like, Jake is just had a proud spirit, but I mean, at the same time, I just kept it cordial with him because at the same time, the Lord is putting the spirit on them. Like, you have to use the false prophets to your to your advantage, man. Like, you know, you have to use the false prophets to your profit, man. Because, hey, man, you know, the spirit of I.U.I.C can hop on anybody, you know. Even though he was, that was on milk and stuff like that, and it was going off. The spirit had hopped on him to talk about, the scriptures talk about study to show thyself approved, and it hit me like, oh, well, that must be I.U.I.C telling me I need to study more. You know what I mean? So you just gotta, you know what I mean? You gotta use the false prophets to your advantage, man. You know, and shit. Once again, we the hopeful elect. You know, we don't portray ourselves as the elect, but we confident through this 100% truth that we do have the truth. You know what I mean? Compared to a lot of these other guys who bugging out on a doctrine and who don't want to get on sound doctrine, man. You know? But another thing, I asked him about the name. I asked him about the name. And the whole time I'm speaking to these guys, I'm really thinking in the back of my head, I really don't have to even converse with these guys. It's too late in the game. Like, if you don't got it, man, it's because I.U.I.C is preserving you or he just don't want you to have it. But I asked him, what about the name? And he kept, he hit me with that. Well, the name don't matter. We're going to get the name in the kingdom. The other guy talking about, did you take out, what did he say, Zechariah 1 and 3 or something like that? I think he said Zephaniah 1 and 3 or Zechariah 1 and 3. He kept saying it. But pretty much, he gave me a precept that said, the Lord is God, the Lord is mercy, the Lord is etc., etc. I forget exactly what precept it is, but it was pretty much giving a whole bunch of titles of the Lord. And I just start breaking down the name to him. Like, I ain't go too deep into it, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, if LeBron go out in China, that breakdown. If LeBron go to China, his name gonna be LeBron. That example. And they steady, twisting and turning with the false doctrine of, well, the name doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Like, does your name matter? If I'm calling you Joe when your real name is John, you would get offended. But I didn't even go really into that because I understood, like, not everybody is gonna receive it. But yeah, man, just a spiritual meeting. That was very spiritual because the Lord had me take my fringe shirt off that said Yahweh, man. And these guys don't even teach the Hebrew, man. So that's how you know that the Lord ain't dealing with these t-shirt fringes, man. Like, wear t-shirt, which ain't nothing wrong with wearing t-shirt fringes. Like, if a brother wear t-shirt fringes and he outside with them or something like that, like, and he got them showing, like, whatever, But I don't really know brothers that do that on a daily. Like, brothers don't do that on a daily. Not that I know, but because we don't move like that. And matter of fact, I told him I like to, cause shit. He was throwing scriptures like let thy light shine before men, and stuff like that to try to back up the t-shirt fringes. But I'm telling, in the back of my mind, I'm like, still that doesn't justify it because, what I mean. First of all, t-shirts are not, biblical. Which I told him that, and, when I was breaking down the long, how our true apparel is long garments, which that's spirit because we just went into this last camp. But he was saying, well, did you know that shorts is in the scriptures and all this other stuff, and trying to continue to try to justify it, until it just kept on trying to justify it, I'm like, it is whatever, man, but yeah, man, I was all spiritual. The Lord had me take off those fringes before I got in there to beat two guys who had fringes on, man. Because really I could have just walked in. Like I said, I had them tucked in, man. It was just like the Lord put me in the trance to take them off, man. But I had them tucked in, and it said, it's like, matter of fact, if I could show you, it doesn't matter, but yeah, man, like I said, I had him tucked in anyway, so it was just all through the spirit and power of I.U.I.C. He just put the spirit on me to take him off, but that's just my testimony. Like, I took him off, and I came in there and I seen two guys with baby garments on, man, so it was all spiritual. Like, the Lord here reveals certain things to you to show you, like, what's off and was not, and the Lord is not dealing with, you're not gonna go to, get on nuclear fire for not wearing t-shirt fringes, man. The Lord is not gonna destroy you in nuclear missiles just because you ain't wearing a t-shirt fringe. He was breaking it down like, well, it is a least of the commandments, like, if you can't wear this, then, he said, he put out this precept in Matthew, like, he that is least, what it say, he that is least in the kingdom, paraphrase, he put that to justify it, but really, he was cutting himself, because if, hold on, paraphrasing the scripture, I had to get it, Lord's willing, I could do a breakdown on that, because that's a cut, if not mistaken. But everything that he was pretty much saying was cutting himself. That's how these other camps be. But one thing that he did understand was that because I asked him about the 144,000 elect, and I could tell that these other they don't really go into that or really even dive into that type of topic, because he was kind of stuttered. When I asked him about it, when I said when I told him about the 144,000 men that's gonna be delivered. First he said, I said the 144,000 elect, and he said that's Israel, and I said no, that's one. It's one. I said, yeah, the elect is Israel, but and Lord's will I'm not butchering it. Lord's will I'm not butchering it. But yeah, Lord's will I ain't butchering what he said. But sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much this lesson is pretty much a read to spiritual meeting with I.U.I.C. But yeah, through I.U.I.C. give me the spirit through this lesson. Call I.U.I.C. Mashina Kabah, La Hazakoyan Shahagadar Rakah, which is give a double honor to the elder apostle, great male song, rule well and teach well. And till next time, I say Shalom.